It's a selfie stick!
Oh! We're cool! Where's mine?
This is all part of the journey. I am in Florida, going to Bill Baggs, Cape Florida State Park, filming as brain substitute for the shots of the lighthouse, because it resembles the lighthouse in Union Cross. So if you don't have a car and you're not Ubering in, then you have a long walk ahead of you, as I do now. So come along with me, friends, as we explore Cape Florida. Gorgeous. So back that way was a restaurant, which I might eat at later. See, we have ocean out there. So online, I read that like the number of stairs in the lighthouse is an obstacle. No, the real obstacle is the walk to get to the lighthouse. I'm not going to care about how many steps the lighthouse is tall. Insert future me regretting saying this later. It is a workout just walking around this enormous state park, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm glad I'm here. And I will do my best not to complain further. This is so beautiful and peaceful. And around this way we have just beach and trees, and you can kind of see it between the trees. There is the lighthouse. And now, that was a weird noise. Now here's a montage of the struggles of being your own cameraman. Because on this particular day, I went alone. And I set this shot up about 8 or 9 times. And I kept having to run back to the phone. I didn't have a tripod. It was just my phone sitting on my bag. And I kept having to run back and forth between the waterfront there and my camera so I could check it, see if I liked it, and I kept hating it. So, if possible, don't go alone. Have someone with you to help. But the trip was just me and my sister, and I went here on my own while she was working. So, yeah, there's my little setup. The weather was so wonderful. It could have been blazing sun. It could have been so hot. But honestly, it was actually really cold that day. It was actually freezing before I left North Carolina. And when I got to Florida, the cold weather followed me. I was looking forward to warm weather, but for this day in particular, the cloud cover helped with that hike, so I'm not opposed. And then one last just really fantastic lingering shot. I don't even know if I used this in the actual chapter, but I love that shot. Lighthouse, gorgeous. Beach, sands, amazing. I feel like I'm using the same adjectives over and over again, but this place is so pretty. It is a lot of walking. I am very tired. The lighthouse, though, is only open to be toured Thursday through Monday from 10 to noon. And because I was walking on foot, I unfortunately did not make it for being able to go up into the lighthouse. But I still had a really great time while I was here, and I'm going to check out the beach a little bit more before I go. Thank you, me of the past, for sweating as much as you did for the cause. Truly, your efforts are recognized and valid. But the story didn't end there. You might think that because the footage of the vlog is over. That's because my phone was on 1% battery life for over an hour, and I was able to get as much footage on my phone as I did back then. I hiked a mile from the bus to the gate, and then 4 miles from the gate to the lighthouse, and then all of that back on 1% battery life. Word to the wise, if you're ever traveling, take a portable charger with you, like a power bank, a something, a filled water bottle, which I had and ran out of very quickly. After all of that, the story still wasn't done. Because unfortunately, as careful as I was being on the entirety of the trip, I lost part of Brain's costume. I lost his hat. Yes, that gorgeous fedora that I spent so much time on making the cockade of to fit in the side. I lost it. I was really worried that I wasn't even going to get it on the trip in the first place, and I ended up not coming back with it. And that stings. It went through 2 different airport TSA checkpoints. It flew with me on 2 different flights. It survived the entire trip there. It survived the multiple monorails and buses that it took to get to the park. It survived a 10 to almost 12 mile hike, depending on if it was really 5 or if it was 6 miles I did. A 12-mile hike, possibly, and then a bus ride back. I met up with my sister, and we went to a second beach, so it survived 2 beaches on top of everything else. And then we got an Uber to take us from the second beach over to where we were going to have dinner and to get gelato and stuff. And we stopped by this metaphysical store. I love my gemstones. I love my shiny little things. And, everything's fine. We go next door. We're getting gelato. And I go to sit my hat on the table so I can eat. and there's no hat to put on the table. And so I freak out a little bit. I sit my stuff down. My sister's watching it. I go back next door, and I'm like, hey, when I was in here and I sat my bag down, did I set a hat down? Like when I was asking about this Larimar and this Smoky Quartz, did I? And they're like, no, you didn't walk in with a hat. I didn't walk in with a hat. The story got deeper. Where's the hat? Well, it turns out I had sat the hat down in the center of the Uber's floorboard. And like the Uber was a nice guy, he was really communicative, except I was leaving the next day. He was talking about, oh, well, you know, there's a free Uber service for getting you your package back. It doesn't always work all the time. I'm like, okay. And he was talking about tomorrow I'll go by UPS and I'll see what they say. And I'm like, thank you so much. That's so very kind of you. And like, he was like a great Uber driver in person, like fantastic, hilarious, great, like sightseeing and everything, like perfect guy, funny, hilarious. Well then the entire next day, like he gets to the UPS as I'm sitting with my sister for her getting on her flight, and mine's like another 30 minutes later. I have maybe like 15 minutes left before I have to get on my flight, and that's when he's like, okay, I'm at UPS, it's going to cost you $90, will you go ahead and send me the $90 on top of like a tip, because, you know, as much time as I'm taking out of my day turning my Uber off so I can do this for you, you owe me. And I'm like, that hat cost me $20 on Amazon and time. That was all it is. Like, I'm attached to the hat, but am I gonna spend $150 on getting this hat back instead of making another one? No, your girl is broke. And I like tried my best to like be like, I am so sorry. I've got to get on this plane. Thank you so much for checking. I cannot do that. I spent way too much on this trip. I was hoping for a lower number. You know what? You were such a great guy. I thank you so much for everything you've done. Please keep the hat. You said that you liked it and you said it looked really cool, so I hope that it becomes a part of your wardrobe, that you enjoy it, and that you have a good time with it. And I only had $5 to like give him because I also had to pay rent and pay for the flight and pay for my lunch and my dinner that day and the gas that I would get, or the second Uber from the second airport back to my car that I would then have to pay gas in to get home. Your girl is like financially like very mindful, very demure, but also like I am paranoid when it comes to spending money. Maybe a little bit too much, so I only had $5 to like spare and give to him, and he was so mad. And I felt bad, but then I thought about it and I'm like, he was really pressuring me to go off service to pay him directly to do this, and that's kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus entirely. Maybe he thought it would be better and it would get me the package. I don't know. It's really iffy now that I think more about it. But that's where we're at. And so now he has a hat. I'm not out $150+. And one day, whenever Brain is to reappear, should he mystically reappear in our show, I've already purchased a $20 hat, and I found this turkey feather at my grandma's house. I'll just remake the hat. It's not that hard, babe. And like, I know he was just trying to do his job. Maybe there was nothing sketchy about it, but that's the story. And what a story it is. And hopefully you guys got some laughs and had a good time listening to me just kind of ramble about this. If you like this kind of video, let me know down in the comments below. I can probably find some more just obscure stories to talk about from this. I can check and see if I have more footage. I mean, I save everything. I am a hoarder digitally when it comes to this show. So yeah, if you like this video, let me know. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications so you stay tuned on everything that we have in store for you. And until next time, later, Keybladers!